Okay, this first one, I've got x's on both sides. I want to get them all on one side to start off with. I've got minus 3 over here. I've got minus 5 over here. So minus 3, I've got more of them over here, or less negatives over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5x to both sides to start off with. And that'll give me 2 minus, that'll be plus. If I add 5x to minus 3, that'll give me plus 2x's. And that will equal 7. Because I've got 5x to the other side, I've sort of vaporised that. I want to get rid of the 2, so I'm going to take away 2 from both sides, and that'll give me 2x is equal 5, and then I'm going to divide by 2, which gives me 1x equals 2.5, or 2.5. And I come down the page here. Don't like the fraction, so I'm going to get rid of the fraction. I'm going to get rid of the bottom bit here, and I do the opposite of that. Let's divide by x. So if I times both sides by x, it will vaporise that bottom bit and leave me with 2x plus 3 equals 8x's. Now I'm going to see which one's got most x's. I've got most x's on the right, so I'm going to take away the 2x's from the left, and that'll leave me 3 equals 6x's. I now want to divide by, just 1x, I've got to divide by 6, and that will say that 3 over 6 equals 1x, and then, well, it's actually the same as a half, isn't it? X equals a half. Worthwhile doing this bit here, because it's quite easy to make the mistake of saying x equals 2 by just thinking 3 and 6, and 6 divided by 3 is 2, but you weren't doing that, you were dividing by 6. Why it's important to say this. Okay, this one's the same. I want to get rid of the 5. So what I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 5, but I have to times everything by 5 on the right hand side. Well, everything but here. But it's 4x minus 3, the whole of that divided by 5. That will give me 4x minus 3. And that equals, got times everything on the right by 5, so it'll be 5x's plus 5. Most x's on the left side, and on the right side I'm going to get rid of the 4x's. Get rid of that, vaporise minus the 4x's, and it will just leave me with the minus 3. That will equal just 1x, so I've taken away the 4x plus 5. Obviously now I take away the 5 to get rid of that bit, and that will be just x on the right hand side. Minus 3, take away 5 will be negative 8. Finally here I've got bracketed the fractions again. Don't like fractions, so I can get rid of them all by timesing everything through by 6. And that will give me, I've got to be careful as well, because I've got, it's the whole of this bit divided by 2. It's a minus sign out front. I know that minus sign is going to cause some problems. I'm going to put some brackets in there before I even start. Right, timesing by 6. I've got 2 lots of this divided by 3 times by 6. That's equivalent to 4 lots of x minus 3. Because the 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 2 times 2 is that 4. Minus, I've got to times this by 6, and then divide by 2, so that's equivalent to timesing by 3 altogether. So it's minus 3 lots of x minus 1, and that equals, I'm timesing by 6, that's 24. 6 4 is 24. Multiply out the brackets, which gives me 4x is minus 12 equals, no, not equals, just minus rather, and I've got 3 times x is 3x's, and then minus 3 times minus 1 is plus 3. Be careful, that is where you're likely to go wrong. Hazard. Right, what have I got there? I've just got 1x altogether. Minus 12 plus 3 is minus 9. That equals 24. Add 9 to both sides, and that will say that x equals 33. And that's some simple equations solved.